let's be really frank about it. Any good thing that DC has done, the Wonder Woman movie was good. Jason Momoa as Aquaman, good. Henry Cavill as Superman, good. So you can lean into that. You've got a fresh start on Batman. No, we're just gonna scrap all that. Why? Well, why do you need to scrap it? Just add to it. I mean, Gal Gadot is beloved as Wonder Woman.
I know I think that's sketchy.
I
Because
don't.
if you're getting rid of her, who are you putting in as Wonder Woman?
What?
Who else are you putting in as Wonder Woman? Because that's like, when I think Wonder Woman, I think Gal Gadot. So that's kind of like, it's just kind of the same with Superman. I think Henry Cavill. Batman's a little different, but
And for goodness sakes, Riley, like nothing in either of the Wonder Woman movies has been presented in such a way where it cannot be tied into something completely different than whatever was originally intended. I mean, for goodness sakes, the second Wonder Woman movie was a prequel set in the 1980s. Surely that's not interfering with whatever present day storyline old Jimmy Gunn's writing up for
Right.
Soups. So I have a hard time giving the benefit of the doubt or feeling optimistic. It just feels more like a power play of, well, we're going to do it my way. Well, you're not willing to incorporate what is already clearly a good thing?
right.
I don't get that. Don't get it at all.
I know. It's just, I'm okay with them rebooting Aquaman a little bit. That's fine. You want to do a soft reboot on that? Jason Momoa wants to go play Lobo anyways. Go let him play Lobo. I think that's fine. I think, obviously we need a new Flash. We need a new Green Lantern. So half the Justice League is up for grabs. Mm-hmm. But why wouldn't you keep, Superman and Gal Gadot, the two that are working, Wonder Woman and Superman, two of your three, by the way, of the DC's big three,
Right.
are already cast really, really well.
Yep.
You need a good Batman. You need a good Batman. And then you're solid. You want to know what pisses me off the most about all of these James Gunn changes? We're going to get into what angers me the most.
I'd love to hear it. Your time to
Okay.
rage. I've had my
Okay.
piece. Let's hear it.
Apparently, there was a Batman Beyond movie in the works with Michael frickin' Keaton being an old Bruce Wayne. Apparently that was in the works, and that's absolute horseshit that didn't happen. You know how good that would have been? If they would have... I've seen fan castings and stuff for this, and then they bring Mark Hamill in as a live-action Joker. Can you imagine Mark Hamill as a live-action Joker?
You had me at Michael Keaton as old Bruce Wayne. You had me.
I know.
Perfect.
But
It's perfect.
literally...
He's aged right into that role.
But an old Mark Hamill Joker.
And it's such a killer concept. The Batman Beyond concept is so solid.
It's easy money.
They'd be taking mine. Yeah.
Michael Keaton would play Batman forever if it was his choice. Mm-hmm. You throw him in as old Bruce Wayne. I don't know who you'd want as Terry McGinnis. You could pick anybody though. Just some young actor on the come up. Put him as Terry McGinnis. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sorry for that.
You can find a guy.
I hit that, but I hit that mic real good. But yeah, no, it bothers me. It bothers me so much.
It should. It should, because again, we just got to do it my way.
What if your way sucks? What if your way is trash?
It's like the dialogue in Infinity War where Iron Man is telling the Guardians of the Galaxy, hey, here's how we're going to take down Thanos. And Star-Lord goes, okay, so it's a good plan, except it sucks. So here's what we're going to do instead.
That's exactly it. Because I'm thinking, where'd my head go?
I just don't get the lack of, excuse me, I don't get the lack of collaboration. I don't get the blank check. I don't understand that. I think all of these individuals, and I'm going to use our guy Taika Waititi as the example from the most recent Thor movie. That movie was an example of what happens when a extraordinarily unique, creative mind is given too much of a free rein. Too much. It's like we missed some boundaries here that needed to be established. That's what it feels like to me is happening with James Gunn, is he's just been given the DC checkbook and been told, you can write whatever you want. Well, the guy needs to collaborate with someone. There needs to be some kind of check, so to speak, some boundary in place to help keep him in line so that we don't get a James Gunn universe. Like we didn't need a Snyderverse. That was wrong. It was too much freedom for Zack. We don't need the same thing just with a different guy. Otherwise, we're going to get something really similar, quite frankly, where it's so off of what we expect as fans. And James Gunn is going, isn't this cool? Aren't you impressed with what I've done? And we're like, well, I mean, no. I guess show it to your family and they'll be proud of you, guy. But the rest of us are sitting here going, how about some Henry Cavill? And you just cast, I don't know. I can't think of an example.
Here's what terrifies me.
Yep.
Okay, this is what terrifies me.
Yep.
All right, we already have all these characters that are just getting notched. They're getting shelved. He's already announced that Peacemaker's going to be untouched. Suicide Squad's going to be untouched. Margot Robbie's going to be staying as Harley Quinn. Untouched.
Is that on account of that those are like his?
Yeah.
That's how we got there. Okay.
Right.
Well, that worked out really well.
Yeah. So
Jeepers.
this is what scares me. Okay? Instead of getting a new Batman, instead of getting a new Superman, I'm worried that the Green Lantern one is going to be like, okay, before we get Hal, before we get John, before we get Kyle, before we get Guy, we're going to get like Simon and Jessica as the first two Green Lanterns to show up, which there's nothing wrong with those characters. But you're picking the most obscure Green Lanterns out there compared to the other four who've been established in comics for years. Okay?
Yeah, they're way down the line. Way down
And
the
it's
line.
like, I'm worried, okay, that's it. And then our Flash is going to be like, well, they'll go down the line there, and it won't be Wally West or Barry. It'll either be Jay Garrick for some reason, or it'll be the Kid Flash Impulse. And you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why is Bart Allen the Flash right now? It doesn't make sense. Because he likes the obscure characters. So then I'm worried. I'm like, okay, well, is Zatanna going to be getting a solo movie before any of these people? Which, again, not bad character, just not the time for her yet. Right?
Right.
So it's like,
yeah, because you don't have
happening?
You don't have to be in a hurry to get to that next tier of characters. Start with the classics. Start with the characters that we all want to see. Like, you don't have to outsmart yourself. Here's a healthy boundary, right? Like, let's say you're going to make 3 movies a year as DC, okay? 2 of them need to be those mainline characters that you just mentioned. Green Lanterns, your Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash, so on and so forth, okay? Then your third one, you can pick a more obscure one here. This is where you get to play around a little bit. This is where you get to scratch that really weird creative itch that you have if you're James Gunn. That's where you can do your Suicide Squad sequel. That's where you can do your Zatanna solo movie. But you need to do 2 out of 3 that are the lead pipe locks. That's what we need. That's what we desire. That's what we're going to enjoy. And then you can experiment a little bit. That's where your Guardians of the Galaxy can come in,
I swear,
so to speak.
I swear to you right now, if Booster Gold gets a movie before we get an actual Green Lantern film, I will riot. And by Green Lantern, I mean Hal Jordan. I want Hal Jordan to be the first Green Lantern. You can throw John Stewart in there too, because John Stewart is my Green Lantern. But it has to be one of those two. Or both of them.
Yeah.
Start off with those 2. I don't want anybody else in the Green Lantern role. That also includes Kyle Rayner and Guy Gardner. I do not want those 2 to be the first 2 Green Lanterns we see on screen.
Nope.
I swear to you, I will burn it to the ground. Here. I'm saying it here, now. Right?
Real live fire.
Just irritates me so much. Because that's what scares me with James Gunn. James Gunn is great, but I've never seen him handle like a prime superhero. Like I'm like a star superhero.
Yeah,